Evening, everybody, and welcome to another live stream right here at Joe's Computer Museum. To my, I think, on the screen, he is at my right, but in reality, he would be my left, I think. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We got Dave's Vintage Apple Tech. Say hi, Dave.
Hey, how's it going?
Doing well, doing well. So, Dave wanted to hang out with me tonight, and I wanted Dave to hang out with me tonight because we're going to do some awesome stuff with some Mac upgrades. So I've got this Color Classic that's been mystified with the Mystic upgrade. But we got the Spicy O'Clock from K Koba's Kiro's Mac mods, and we also got some cool stuff that Mr. Fahrenheit sent me to go along with that mod. And Dave's like, I know about that stuff. Let's do it. So we're doing it. Dave's going to be my backup. He's going to help me read and decipher the instructions because if you didn't know, I can't read. Actually, I can, just not very well. But he's going to help me out with that. Before we get super dug in, again, thank you all for stopping by and hanging out. Remember to hit the like button on this stream. Smash the like button, as we say in the Mac community, because you do that and it tells YouTube that my stuff is cool, and then they'll tell other people that haven't seen my stuff to come watch my stuff, and then more people get to see cool old computer stuff. If you're not subscribed to the channel, do that too, because it tells you that when I'm streaming, I guess. I don't know. So, we've got Dave from Dave's Vintage Apple Tech here. Dave, why don't you introduce yourself a little bit to everybody who's in the stream who already knows who you are anyway, because we all hang out in the same group, but go ahead and just say hi and all your things.
Hi, everybody. Thank you, everybody that's in the chat showing up for Joe's stream. Really appreciate it. And thank you for Joe letting me tag along here today. I appreciate it. And,
Absolutely.
And yes, we have a lot of our favorite people out there.
Yeah. Who do we got in the chat? We've got Jeremy is here, Adam McGee. We got Mr. Fahrenheit, who's first, Thomas Armstrong. Dave, you're in the chat, Dave, too, but you're right here. Can you be in both places at once?
You just beam me in. So
it's that transporter technology. That's right.
It is. It's amazing.
Cat. Hi, Cat. Mike. Why is Mike here? Mike, you're not allowed to be here. Not kidding. We love you, Mike. You know we do. Justin Morgan is here, and probably a couple other people are here. So again, thank you all for stopping by. This is going to be super chill and laid back. So let's dig into what we're going to do tonight. So, like I said, I've got a Spicy O'Clock for my own Mystic. Now, I did one on stream a couple weeks ago for Marcintosh for a client who wanted it. Bye, Mike. No, stay. I mean, Mike, you can leave if you want to, but just leave the stream open and put it on mute to give me watch hours. It's all good.
Come on, Mike. You know we're only kidding.
Yeah, we love you, Mike. So anyway, yeah, Spicy O'Clock. And I wanted to go ahead and jam that Spicy O'Clock in my Mystic as well and see how it does. But on top of that, what you don't know about the Spicy O'Clock, there are the instructions. Again, from Kiro's Mac mods from K Koba, friggin' awesome stuff. What you don't know about that, it isn't really like super public yet, it's because we're still figuring out the details of how this works, is that when you overclock any of the machines, what it tends to do is it also overclocks the graphics memory. Screw your watch hours, you know what I mean? Oh, I love you, Mike. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I feel bad. Anyway, no, but seriously, when you overclock it overclocks the video RAM too hard. The video RAM isn't as, I guess it's not as fast or as schmick or awesome as built-in as the system RAM. You need to, if you're really going to push your machine, you need to add graphics or replace your video RAM. And most of us don't have the machine maxed out with video RAM, so we're getting like 16 colors on our Mac. When, you know, if we slam it full of RAM, we get thousands of colors and it's all pretty. So anyway, so Mr. Fahrenheit is designing or has designed and sent me a couple of RAM chips to test in this, video RAM chips. So we can see how that does with the upgrades. So we are gonna do that. So while I get my stuff set up here, Dave, why don't you tell them a little bit about the Spicy O'Clock and some of the introduction to the instructions, because reading instructions is fascinating, or so I don't know. Sure, why not?
Sure, I'd be happy to tell them.
Excuse me.
So basically, if you've never heard of a Spicio clock, that's something that K Koba's come out with. And basically, it's able to, if you have a true 68040 processor for your color classic, this also works for some other LCs. It'll work in a LC 475 and a 575 Mystic, a Quadra 650, a Citra Quadra 800. And so the nice thing about it is it's an oscillator, and basically it can ramp up the clock speed, and you can...
It make go zoom.
Yeah, it makes it go very zoom. You can make it go so zoom it can crash. So...
and that is our goal. Let's make it crash.
There you go. So
now, it looks like he sent me 2 of these, so okay. Well, maybe we'll have a giveaway to somebody or something. Because I don't have more than one machine I need this in, so we'll see.
So I guess technically in the right board, you can clock this thing up to 51.2 megahertz. That's a screaming thing.
The default on the Mystic is what, 33? So that's that's what, a 75% overclock? That is insanity.
Yeah, that is crazy.
So if you want to catch one of these wonderful things, you can go to Caro's MM for carosmacmods.com. He is in the Japan places, and he can get those things sent out to you. It's a little hard to get stuff out of Japan right now, so it may take a little while to get one of these if you want to get one. But go get one and like shove it in your Mac and make your Mac fast.
He has all kinds of cool stuff too.
Yeah, what was the other cool thing? He's got the Raminator, which you put in your yellow Mac, didn't you?
Yep.
The artistic Mac.
Yes.
He's selling blue scuzzies over there as well, of course.
Yeah. And I also have a blue scuzzy on mine, which wonderful thing.
Dude, the blue scuzzy is like the way to do it right now. I mean, the raw scuzzy might be a little bit faster. The SCSI 2 SD might be fast, but really, really flipping expensive. But the Blue SCSI is inexpensive. It plugs in. It works. It's easy to use. JCM-1.com. Buy one. Anyway. But yeah, Caro's Mac Mods, CaroMM.com. He's got Color Classic SCSI 50-pin extension cables.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So in the Color Classics, you can extend it and actually put your blue SCSI in the bracket, and instead of like mine over here where it's just kind of hanging out on the inside, kind of like laying around up in there. That's nice. He also has replacement gears for floppies.
Yes, I got one of those, and I tore my floppy drive all apart, did maintenance on it, and replaced that little broken gear, and it just is quiet as a kitty. It's really quiet.
Awesome. I wish I had I wish I had known about that, because I just ordered some from what's the name of that place? Just some from Shapeways. It's just someplace randomly. Maybe I'll get a set from him as well and compare and contrast. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. He gives you extras too, even though he gives you 3 of them.
3.
Yeah.
Of course, every time you buy a set, you need to buy like 8 sets, because every single one of your floppies needs one. They're all going to die. They are all going to turn into literal dust. So yeah, cool beans.
Well,
so
go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just saying, when I took mine apart, because it was very, very noisy, it still worked, but the thing was sound like a chainsaw when it would eject. And
Yeah.
And so when I took it apart and when I cleaned it all up, I go, man, that thing's missing 2 teeth. So
kind of like me. See? No, I'm kidding. That's bad. So let's go ahead and switcheroo. Let me see. Can I press the button and switch to that?
Hey, Garth. How you doing, buddy?
Look at that super zoom. Is Garth in the chat? Hi, Garth. Didn't you put a video up today? A brand new video up today or yesterday? So let's see here. What do we got to do? We need to connect things. So the first thing I need to do here is put in stuff. Which thing should I put in first? Does it really matter?
I put that on right there. That's
Yeah.
pretty. Yeah.
This is the adjustment pot here that allows you to adjust the actual the clock, the overclocking amount. Which way does it go? Does it is the turny on the left or the right?
Tourney, if you're looking at it, it goes to, well, hold on here, the V, it goes toward the V. It goes toward there.
That way?
This way.
I cannot see anything you're pointing at. All I see is you pointing off into space.
Flip it the other way. Flip it
Got it the other way around. Got
Yep.
it. So the brass knob is away from his logo.
His logo. Yes, there you go.
Got it. Okay.
Yep.
Cool. So we'll do that first. Can flip that in there and get that soldered. And of course, my soldering iron is asleep because who prepares for anything, right? Well, it's not quite in focus. You guys can't see that. There you go. So we'll get that put in. And then after this, what's next? Probably want to put the settings pins in, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So you need to remelt this. Get it lined up. There we go. And then put in the pins. You can do it. There we are. That is in place. Snip those off of there. Cool. So next we probably want to put this thing in. So this is the setting. So this basically changes the ranges. You can't see it. This little pin connector thing here changes the ranges of the overclock effectively.
Yeah.
So we'll get that put in. Super, super easy little kit to put together. This is actually a really good kit if you just want to assemble it to learn how to solder, because it's very uncomplicated. And then you can overclock your machine in the process. So this part's a little footery, as we say sometimes. There we go. Nope, it slid out. Of course it did. He's being stupid, Dave.
Yeah, they like to be like that.
Ow, hot. Hot. Finger, hot. Metal, burn. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
Done that many times.
Yeah.
You never learn from the first time.
No. You got to get the thing done, and you put your fingers wherever they need to be to get it done. You're like, oh yeah, I have nerves there. Mm-hmm. Get this in place. Cool beans.
And I guess there's a couple little surface mounted things. Are those already on there?
This already has the surface mount components on it. Yes. He went ahead and did that for me.
Good.
If you flip that there, they are all on there already.
Nice.
Now, of course, because I'm Mr. Lucky, again, because of all my wonderful viewers who help support me, I was able to afford to get this microscope, which allows me to see what I'm doing. So if we did have to do that, we would be able to. So it's not a big deal. Yeah. So what's next? Yes, we need to put on the little jumper doodle.
Yep.
It's here, which gives us the outputs there that go out to the actual to the board itself.
Yep.
So we'll get that. And so this one's going to be even trickier. I think we may have done it backwards, but that's fine. Let's see. Let's do this.
It goes over the pads.
Yes.
Because
if it went this, if it went this way, you wouldn't be able to plug it in.
Yeah, because it'll be easier to test it.
Yeah.
The voltages there.
That goes there. Let's see. Let's use a little bit of blue tack and see if I can't blue tack this in place and just get it to stay. Just need to do it. Do it. Do it. There we go. Cool. And then as typical fashion, we solder one pin, make sure it's aligned, and then solder the rest of the pins. I apologize. It is hard for me to see in the camera where you guys need to see. So where it's good for me isn't always good for you guys to see.
I can see it.
Well, then that's all that matters.
That's right.
This will be the Joe and Dave stream. Everybody else can leave. See ya. So that's together. So that right there's pretty much the whole unit. That is it right there.
Those are fine looking solder joints there, Joe.
Thank you. I try. It's it's all of that all that practice putting together blue scuzzies. Honestly. So let's get my solder rolled up and out of the way. Now we need to get the board out of the color classic and look at that. Javier is here. Hi, Javier. So I want to switch back to this camera so we can get my color classic board. Now I have everything out and ready to go for the most part.
Yeah, Starbuck Tech. Yeah, Mike and Prada. It's a tough act to follow, but we'll try to hold up our end here.
See you, Starbuck Tech. I mean, if you need to go and run and watch Mike, that's fine. Prada is adorable. Yeah. I just wish I had the Prada falling off the desk clip for my video, so whatever. Now, here is my color classic. You'll notice that I have a couple wires strung underneath the chip. This is for a specific special magic reason. I'm not going to tell you yet. So what we need to do is we need to get into this area right here of the board and tap some different wires in there. I already have the wire doodle to tap into there, so that's cool. And I've got the plug-a-doodle here, so it connects to that to do the thing as well. So I've got all the stuff that I need to do, and I believe it actually needs to go that direction.
Hey, Tom.
Like that. So, yeah. Is that's ground is on this side, is that correct? It's on the top side there?
Let me take a look here. Hold on a second.
I do have the instructions, technically speaking, here somewhere.
Let's see.
Yeah, the ground
is if you're looking at it, ground is all the way to your right.
Gotcha. Okie-doke. So that tells me how that needs to go. So we're going to strip and tin these wires real quick.
Hey, Steve. Oh, Steve's watching you now.
Steve!
It's really...
Hi, Steve! Thanks for stopping by, man.
Hey, and congrats getting your Mac Portable going. That's awesome, man.
Yeah, I saw that last night. That was cool.
That was awesome. I didn't catch all of it. I was in and out of it, but yeah. I know you've been working on that for a while.
Another one of Steve's epic multi-hour streams.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Jay from House of Moth is here.
It's beige, Jay. Of course, it's beige. Deal with it. But thank you for stopping by anyway. I made special shirts for you, Jay. Yeah, we had this little thing where on one of the Retro Repair Roundup streams, the one we had with Miss Fox, Kate, the Macintosh librarian, I said a really bad faux pas, especially with a lady in the stream. And last night, everybody's like, "Make a shirt with that saying on it," and so I did. But Jay, of course, didn't let me live it down. He took a screen grab or a short clip of that video and sent it to me all slowed down and stuff. It's like you're funny. You're funny, Jay. Thanks.
Yeah.
I won't repeat the phrase again here. Jay can say it in the chat if he wants to say it in the chat. But yeah, there's a t-shirt on my store. I will leave it there. That t-shirt will not stay long. It's a limited time thing. I will eventually take it down. If people want it, they can grab it. If they don't, it'll go away. So let's look at the Zoomadoodle here. Click. Yeah. So now we need to solder things. So first things first, we need the red wire. Make sure that I have my colors correct here.
Yes, it is very helpful.
So it's yellow. Orange is technically the wire I want here. So orange. If we look at this, that's actually the correct orientation. So my orange wire, it was going to be power in this case because it's just the colors I picked. It needs to go right on that pin there. So we're going to add a little bit of solder to that pin so it joins better. And get that solder blob off that. right there. Little solder blob. And then we affix the orange wire. Again, I'm going to double check my polarity. Yes, the orange wire, not the red wire, is the one that I want. I know that sounds weird. It's just, again, it's the colors that I chose. So we get that. We just kind of attach that right
orange,
there.
Well, orange has got some red on it, so you're
close enough, right? Yeah. Close enough for practical purpose. It's like that old joke. If you ask a mathematician, if you take a distance and divide it by half over and over and over again, they'll be like, quarter, 8/16. You'll never get there. But if you ask an engineer, he'll say a quarter, 8/16, 32. Close enough for practical purposes.
There you go. Jay was saying your scope is out of focus, but it looks pretty good now.
Yeah, so. Yeah. Thank you. So that goes there. So this yellow wire, we need to do some magic over here with this. So we need to take pin 8 of that and lift it. Is that what we need to do? Stand by. I'm looking at my instructions. I'm looking. You can see it on the bench here. I'm reading the instruction doodles. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep, we lift pin 8 and put the yellow wire on that, which in this case actually is yellow. So pin 8 is going to be, I know it's out of focus, stand by. That one right there. This pin here is pin 8. So we need to heat that and lift it up and get these fibers out of here. Get out of here, hairs. Okay.
That just adds extra conductivity. You're good.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. You know, when I was doing that Rominator, the 3 wires, you actually go right to the 68,000 processor. And
okay.
You got lots of pins you got to count. You better count it 3 or 4 times. Just you don't want to get on the wrong one.
Yeah. How many pins does that thing have? Like 64 or something like that?
Yeah, something like that.
So we're going to add a little bit of solder to that to fix the eutectics of that, because this is a pretty crusty old board here. And that's not wanting to do, so we're going to do the flux. We're going to add flux. See if I can't get that melted. I'll count those again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have to be on the wrong chip because that's the wrong number of pins. It is. I want to be on this chip.
Oops. Ooh. Ooh.
197S05. Yeah, Yeah, it's got to be this one.
Which one are you on?
I was on, I don't know which chip I was on, but it was the wrong one.
Yeah,
but I need to be on this one.
Yeah, that's the one you want right there.
That chip.
Yeah.
Right there.
You have plenty of pins to use on that one.
So let's zoom out and count these. So I want to be on pin 8. Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Third one in from the right. There we go. Now I could just cut the leg, but I am going to lift it. So solder goop, or whatever you want to call it. Flux. Put the flux on there. While we're chatting, why don't you tell the folks a little bit about what's going on with your Rominator? Didn't you have didn't it die and you had to replace it and get a new one or something like that?
Yeah. Well, the first one that I built, I hooked it all up and flipped the power on it, and I got a terrible noise, a bzzz, and the screen made a weird pattern, and I said, oh, you know what? So I powered it up again. It did the same thing, so I turned it off real quickly. And so what I did is I took it apart, took the Rominator off, put the regular ROM back in the Mac Plus board, stuck it back in there, turned it on, and unfortunately it did the exact same thing.
Oh no! So it did it with the original ROM too. Oh.
Well, no, it's interesting. The original ROM is fine because I tested
Oh,
it.
okay. No, I
Yeah,
misunderstood. Yeah.
yeah. The original ROM's fine. But yeah, so well, because I thought I fried the ROM that came in the ROMinator because I got the luxury kit. One of them has one set of ROM has like 3.1, the other one has like 6.1 or 6.2 on it, which is what I have in it, and did the exact same thing.
Oh, okay.
So I did something to either the main chip, the processor, or some supporting component. I don't know. So yeah.
Oh no. Were you able to get a new Rominator to fix that, or?
I bought a new Rominator. Actually, Kay Koba saw it because I had talked to JDW. He was kind of watching me build it, and he thought that I did everything correctly. Kay Koba got to really looking at it, and he says, "I think you got the two header pins that go to the board to the socket that goes on the Rominator. You got them inverted."
Oh
He goes
no.
because some of them are just slightly longer on the other side, so it might not have let it made good contact. He said the other thing too would have been that it could have been that little surface mounted chip that you have to put on there because mine I had to put it on, and so and he said possibly you could have zapped it.
Gotcha.
So, but he thought mainly was because I had the sockets reversed, the pins on it. So I built it. I put it in, got it all hooked up. It worked. It made the little tink sound. The pirate logo came up,
Yeah.
but it would not see the Rominator because when you want to access the Rominator, you just hold down on the R key.
Yeah, to load like the built-in OS thing.
and
Yeah.
it loads up really fast. So anyway, it wouldn't do that. So then he got back to me again and he said, "These are possible things." I was noticing the sockets on the logic board that has like these little raised fins on it. He says you need to shave those down because that's the difference. I noticed that has different sockets on it than the other Mac Plus board. So I don't know if one was a later revision or what. So anyway, I shaved him down, took a razor blade, shaved him down, filed him a little bit, made him nice and smooth, cleaned the socket out really good with the diox per his instructions because he said sometimes you get a lot of crud from the manufacturing process still in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cleaned the sockets on a Rominator. I cleaned it really good. Gave it a nice 98% alcohol bath. And so next day I put it in there, and I'll tell you what, you really got to push that thing down in the socket. You really got to use your weight. I actually use like a block of wood, so I push it down evenly, and I put it on top of it. And I'm just kind of going like this, pushing it, and it's down all the way. Okay, all right, good. So then I, hooked up the wires and powered it up, and it worked perfect.
Awesome.
So yeah, so it you hold on the R key, goes right to the Rominator drive, and you get all kinds of cool stuff you can do.
So
And of course, then
basically you've got the super plus now, effectively.
yes, I do. And then I added the diode to it to have so it has termination power now.
Cool. Yeah.
So when I put the blue SCSI in, it powers it right up. And because I use that over easy board to plug in, I got the blue SCSI plugged into that, then easy over board plugged into the SCSI adapter on the Mac Plus. And thank you to Steve, which he actually built that blue SCSI on one of his streams.
Is that the one he got? We're gonna give him crap. Is that the one he got the resistor nuts backwards on?
No, he did this one perfect. Yeah, first time. It was the one before that. So yeah.
Okay.
So anyway, I got it from him. I put it in. I'll tell you what, that thing is just amazing. I'm gonna have to get some more games on it to put on it, but it's got a lot of the diagnostics on it. It's got Snooper on it, which is really cool. And,
Awesome.
You get all kinds of neat stuff. So I got the best of both worlds.
Snoopa dupa.
Oh,
Yeah, I
let's
was
see.
just working with Snooper a little bit earlier today, actually, on the color on the pumpkin tosh.
Yeah,
I'm
there you go.
pointing at it.
There you go.
Woo!
Tom Barber said that the one before that and the one after that, I guess Steve made a little boo boo.
Yeah.
But the one on mine he got correct. So yeah.
Well,
No.
that is awesome.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
you know, but Steve did mine correctly right out of the gate. It works fantastic.
Great.
So Steve's
So-
always screws up half of the time. Okay.
In this case, 1/3 of the time. 1 out of 3. So I'm going to check these solder points here. So we've got the
Now-
5 volts is here for the spicy. The ground is here, and this is the signal input or the speed input, effectively.
Okay.
And that, or however. So, and I don't think we need to do anything else. That's all we need to do, isn't it?
I believe so.
Yeah, it's a pretty easy build. So what I'm probably going to do here, if I'm going to zoom over, the battery goes here. I might actually get to fix the spicy right with a piece of double-sided tape there,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
because I don't really use the battery. The only thing good the battery does for me is let's remember to boot into 32-bit mode instead of 24-bit mode, but that's not a huge deal. But yeah, cool. So let's go ahead and switch a doodle this screen to there, so that you can see me doing some of this work. So now what we have is I've got this wire is just kind of all in the way. We kind of shove it out of the way and do a thing with it and whatnot. And it goes in this direction.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter. It just kind of goes in here somewhere. I could put it over here. But yeah.
That's a good spot for it right there.
Yeah, I think so. I think that'll work better, because then if I ever do want to put the little Velcro battery there for the battery header, I can do that.
Mm-hmm.
So for that, we need a little bit of super tape. Not a lot. A little bit of Joe's Magic double-side tape. And by Joe, I mean 3M. Thank you, 3M. Not sponsored.
Hey, have you ever seen that, getting off topic here, that alien tape?
No. What do you describe it? He goes, and comes down on the UFO.
No, it comes in a roll. It's kind of greenish looking.
Okay.
And you can use it like for weather stripping. You know, you can tape it up. It's weather stripping, but they make like other tape that you can use it for. But the stuff is as sticky as all get out, and it sticks to everything. And I was using it on a lady's. Some of the things that were given to me. I'll just say her first name, Pat. Very nice elderly lady. I go over, in fact, a couple of weeks from now, I'll go over her house. I do stuff for her. And anyway, so, she has a lot of old Apple stuff, so she gives it to me. And, like, I've got, like, 4 practically brand new iPhones of different vintages. Gave me an iPad 4. Yeah, I'll take it. It's free. She gave me a really, really nice laptop, PC laptop. I'm not into PCs, but when I reach 2,500 subscribers, I'm going to give that away, the case and everything, which I'm very close to getting that. But anyway, yeah. So, but yeah, I saw she got this. She goes, "Try this. This is weather stripping." So I put it up. That stuff, I didn't even clean the woodwork. That stuff just sticks to it. But you can peel it right back off. Rinse it off with water, and you can stick it right back again.
I'm going to have to look for that
It
stuff.
is the craziest thing. So I don't know.
Amazon.com to look.
Yeah, I think she got it at Walmart. But anyway, yeah. So boy, you got a super chat there, Joe. You got a couple.
Super chat from Ron's computer videos.
You did, and you.
Am I bleeding on myself? Yes, I am.
Uh-oh.
Ignore that. Anyway, woot goes out to Ron from Ron's computer videos. $5 Marcintosh 2022. Yes, we're coming up on the end of the Marcintoshes. And again, thanks to Ron for a super awesome Marcintosh this year and helping me put that together and bring together the community to do the thing. Yeah. Brittle plastic is brittle. Yes, Eric is correct. Yep. But yeah, Ron, all I will say is Ron sent me a really cool thing in the mail that you guys will be seeing as a short here in a couple of days. It'll be super funny. I'm gonna leave you all with that suspense, and you guys can guess what that's supposed to be. So right now I'm just testing or just checking to make sure that things aren't funky or cross-connected here, and that it's clear underneath this pin so it's not cross-connected and all of that magic. I'm probably eventually, not right now, I don't think I need to do it right now, I'll eventually put a little dab of hot glue there just to isolate that, to keep that from moving around. But we're okay for now. So,
Hot glue is very convenient for things.
Yes. Let's see here. I do want to go back to. I've been on bench cam. What? I meant to go to that. Not even that. You don't want to see my ugly face. I meant to go to that to see, so you could see I was looking at that, but I was on the wrong thing. So bench cam. You might have noticed at the beginning. I got these funky wires here, and the reason I have these wires here is I did a little bit of prep work. Is because I got an old heatsink. And, these things weren't really meant to be used with heat sinks, but I have this old heatsink here. It fits the chip, but I don't have any real good way to fix it. I don't have any of that thermal tapey stuff. So I threaded some wire underneath the CPU. And yes, I did test it. It works with that wire underneath there, so don't worry about it. So I can use this to kind of tighten this this heatsink down for our overclocking purposes. So I'm not going to worry about it right now. For the short test we're going to be doing, it's probably going to be okay, and we'll probably crash well before we have a heat problem. Yeah. So let's go ahead.
Is that magnet wire?
This? No, this is just this is wire wrapping wire, Kynar wire. Yeah. I happen to have some extra of it up there, and I just grabbed it. Okay. Magnet wire would probably do better because it'll probably tighten better, but I used what I got. I wing it, and then it fails, and then I fix it later. So you guys can actually see the screen there pretty well. So let's go to the that. Do you want that, or you want me to watch me put the board? You can't even really see me put the board in here because I'm gonna have to arrange stuff. The RAM I have on here right now is the standard, what's called the purple RAM, the purple VRAM, which again, we know is not fast enough. This is 100 nanosecond RAM. It's way too slow. The RAM chips that Mr. Fahrenheit sent me use 60 nanosecond RAM, which is plenty fast enough. You need a minimum of 80 really to do any overclocking on this board. So we're going to go ahead and get this connected up real quick. Stand by while I do wacky stuff off screen, because I really don't have a setup for you guys to see me do that. There we go. So first things first, we're going to just see if it works. Just make sure that I didn't break the machine. I'm going to put this on the screen in a way where you can see it and I can see it. That one. And of course I didn't plug in the power. That would be intelligent, wouldn't it? That would be smart. There we are. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
It went wrong.
Yeah. It didn't make any scary sounds, so that's good.
Nope. For those of us joining late, what horrible upgrades did you do to Joe? Oh, what horrible upgrades? Horrible upgrades? What are you talking about, Steve? Come on. No. Yep, there we are. It's coming up. So at least the base overclock didn't break the machine. That's good. So this is a Color Classic. It has the Mystic upgrade, the 575, the LC575 board in it. I have not done the VGA mod to it to increase its video size. I'm just not a fan of that personally. That's just me. I don't like it. I think that when you do that, it makes the screen blurry and all of that, but whatever. Also, by not modding, it allows me to use this chassis to test other people's boards, but whatever. The 575 itself is maxed. It's not completely maxed out, but it has a 32 meg RAM chip in it, so the machine's got 36 megs of RAM. It also, I upgraded the LC040 to a standard 040, so it has a built-in floating point unit. And so what we're doing tonight is we're installing the Spicy O'Clock accelerator doodle that allows you to overclock the CPU in it. And we're also going to be putting in Mr. Fahrenheit's video RAM to allow us to properly overclock it as well. So first things we want to do is I'm going to go ahead and open speedometer. I just want to, not yet. Okay, I can tell you right now, I haven't even really overclocked it any more than the base, and this thing is already insanely faster. I can feel it.
Joe, do you have one of those fancy frequency counters that you can put on it to see what megahertz it's running at?
Frequency counter? What do you mean? Like an application, or like to actually tap off of it, like a?
Yeah, you can tap off of it, because I know K-Koba lists ones that he uses, but you can also use a ohm meter too, voltmeter.
Yeah, I do have a oscilloscope, so in theory I could run a lead out the back of the.
Oh, there you go.
Tap off the oscilloscope.
Yeah, that'd work. You should do that. Yeah.
We could try to do that. Will my oscilloscope read that high of a frequency? Because my oscilloscope's kind of inexpensive. We can try it.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It should tell you what it's capable of.
So one thing I wanted to do was do a. Let's do I am going to run a quick all benchmarks. I want to use that to do that. First off, to see if we can get it to crash. You see those lines in the video? Did you see that?
Mm-hmm.
That's indicative of some of that speed problems with the video RAM. So, yeah. The other Eric, yes. Eric Helgeson is here. It's the Blue Scuzzy man himself. Am I testing any other secret stuff, Joe's Computer Museum? Yeah, kinda, sorta. So, this machine is booting, even though it has this, you can't see it, it's got this nasty raw SCSI sticker on it. It also has a Blue Scuzzy sticker on it. I'm running a Blue Scuzzy 1.0C in this unit, which is the slightly older model, but I also, it has an updated firmware that we're testing out that gives some really cool features. Yeah, see those lines? That's indicative of that video problem. But anyway, what was I saying? Yes, it has an updated firmware with some new features that if Eric wants to drop some of those features in there, he can do that. But the main thing that I have going on right now is that this guy that new firmware has some performance updates on it. So is somewhere around 10 to 15% faster right now. And that is continuing to be improved. We were talking about that as well, some of these performance updates on Retro Repair Roundup just this last Sunday. The developer of the Eudora mail client is now doing pull requests and stuff on Blue Scuzzy and is helping optimize the Blue Scuzzy code. So that is awesome.
Nice.
But I have those updates running in this guy. So, and it's running, it's not crashing, so that's a good thing.
Yeah.
So this is great. So I can, in theory, save this, save machine record. We're going to call this version 9. This is going to be...
Hey, Sean.
We're just going to post or base spicy. We'll just call it that. We'll do that. Do it. I want to save it on that one.
Sean will have to get one of these in his color classic.
Mystic Spicy Base. So immediately after installing the Spicy, I just want to see that. Now, can we do a systems comparison and pick the two? Yeah, we can. So we can see what the difference is.
Nice.
So we can go Mystic before Spicy, and this machine, or a Mystic Spicy Base, either one. And we can actually see, let me see if I can move this a little bit. Sorry for the vomit cam there, but yeah, the math coprocessor, the overclock by default is already clocking the machine pretty well. Isn't the default like 41 megahertz or something like that? It's pretty significant even on the lowest speed from 33, but we're looking at, before it was 1.16 on the score, now it's 1.32. The math was 19.76 before, and now it's 22.62. So yeah, there is quite a bit of a performance upgrade we can see there already. Even the graphics have better speeds here. You can see all of the lines on the right-hand side here are all green in comparison. So it's basically just the machine is just faster across the board. So that is awesome. So it works.
Sean, I just mentioned if he was going to go with a spicy o'clock in his,
Yeah.
and he's got one on order, but he also says it will also work on the speed up the Power PC upgrade too.
Now I need to get one. Are there Power PC boards for the Color Classic or for the 5775? There probably are. I don't see why it wouldn't be. So let's go ahead and put this, since we saw that graphical glitch on the screen, let's go ahead and put in Mr. Fahrenheit's video RAM and see if that gets rid of those graphic glitches on that test, because that would be a really good test.
Yeah.
Eric's Blue SCSI updates. Let's put that stuff on the screen. Speed updates. Ooh, 1 meg per second read and write. Awesome. Isn't it like 600 kilobits now? That's a pretty big improvement. Better SCSI timings, which better compatibility. Great. And an external way to select. That's right. We were talking about that too. Yeah, there's a new feature whereby you put a text file on your Blue SCSI and name it a certain way, and you can actually pick image sets. So if you move say you've got a DB25 Blue SCSI and you're using it for diagnostics between different machines, all you have to do is change a little file and be like, okay, well, this is for my Power PC machine, so it's got Mac OS 8 on it. But this one is for my Classic, so I'm running 608 on these. And you can just switch between those sets and different tools for those different machines just by changing one file, instead of having to rename like all your image files. So that's really cool.
That's really neat.
So we're going to switch to Benchcam. We're going to put in Mr. Fahrenheit's super awesome RAM here. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Mr. Fahrenheit is mentioning too. Using Spicy O'Clock on a 475 requires swapping a chip on the logic board, however. Yes. Cool. I'm just checking the chat, make sure nobody said anything that I need to pay attention to. If I missed anything, just yell real loud in the chat again. You know, you can do this super chat thing that makes it show up really bright, and then I'll see it. Hint, hint. Yeah, so let's get the board back out and get this RAM swapped and see if the swap in the RAM fixes that graphical glitch, which I presume it will. If it doesn't, then my board is just stupid.
Jay's at an impasse. He speaks 5 languages, but he doesn't speak beige.
He doesn't speak beige. It's all right. I don't blame him. It's all good. So we'll put this RAM in. I did test this RAM ahead of time. The RAM does work. That would be embarrassing if it failed on stream, but I did double check that. So we'll get this board plugged back in very carefully so as not to drop the machine on the floor, because I almost did.
Joe, Ron wanted to know, I can't talk today. Would someone please link to he needs a link to a good programmer.
A good programmer for what? For the Blue SCSIs?
Let me roll back here.
Because
not sure.
Okay, yeah, the Blue SCSIs require the ST-Link programmer, and it requires the bootleg version, as it's called. I'm not sure where to get those, because my wonderful friend Eric Helgeson, as part of the startup kit to get me started on my Blue SCSIs, gave me the one that I have.
Programmer for the Blue Pill, Joe. That's the...
Yeah, the programmer. Here, let's switch channels here. Stand by. I will go to Facecam. So this is the one that I have and I use. If it would focus. Focus, you stupid thing. Focus. Focus. Nobody can see that. Focus. What are you focusing on? My face? Through the holes? There.
Started to do it.
I'm worst videographer ever. There we go.
Oh, there you go.
V2. Right?
Yep.
And that's basically what you got to get. And it programs the STM8 and STM32 chips. Pretty much any of those gumstick style programmers should work. Yeah. The trick is you got to pay attention to the pinouts. I've seen ones with varying pinouts. This one has two different ones. I have to know which one to use, and I have to plug it into the right set. But the pins that come out the back of it, I've seen them on a lot of the pictures have like completely different pinouts coming out of it. So you got to be careful with that. Processing data. What am I doing? I forgot. What are we doing again? RAM. That's what.
Yeah, you're going to do the RAM.
So we need to go back to here because we need to turn this back on. So again, this is the same spicy o'clock speed. We haven't changed the speed yet. We're just testing it with the faster RAM, or the faster video RAM, to see if it does a better job on the benchmark. Yeah. Coming up on 1 hour on the stream.
Time flies when you're having fun.
I mean, yeah, these streams, they just go right by. Okay, we must have done something right because it's booting up. That's good. Yes. Yeah, the official ST programmers, Tom, those don't really work well, do they? Is that's what I've heard, is that the official programmers don't function correctly. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and run this benchmark again and see if we get those graphical glitches again. Only 8 hours to go to get... You know what? If I really wanted to beat Steve's record, I would set up a camera exactly like this one right here on a computer exactly like this one that would just be showing the toaster screensaver, After Dark toasters, and just let it run. And I would go to work and it would run all day. And then I would win. So we need to go ahead and do the run all tests again and see if those funky lines show up in the graphics test. Now this test should give pretty much, no splits and lines in the graphics, so that's good.
Good. All right, improvement already.
And the actual test should be about the same performance as the previous run. All we're doing is making the RAM not.
Sorry, I'm just laughing at the comments in the stream here.
No, you're fine. Spicy! Yeah. That's cheating. It's, I will use the wonderful phrase that I learned from SimCity. It's not cheating, it's taking advantage of circumstances.
There you go.
You could share the stream with hosts across multiple times. It's funny you mentioned that, Thomas Armstrong. We've been thinking about that, actually. We've been thinking about coming up with some sort of funky stream where we do this, a 24-hour live stream just across the everything. Yep.
Oh, you have Mac Effects in the stream.
Yeah.
He just super chatted you.
Super sticker from Mark Josetas of Mac Effects. Thank you, sir. And where does one locate this spicy o'clock thingy? Well, you just hang on a second, Mike's Mac Shack, and I will give you a link. Copy and paste. Chat. And do it. There
you go.
Right there. That is where you can get those from Keikoba and get cool super toys. 24-hour, let's do it. Yes. I don't know how, if we do that though, Steve, it's got to be like across multiple different, we've got to have like K-Pro people in there and IBM people in there, not just do a Mac thing, do a multidisciplinary thing and do it for charity. See if we can raise money for charity. We'll get LGR and Computer Clan and all those guys in there too. That would be awesome. Processing data. I was going to go to, we're going to do the systems comparison again. This button here, open that. And this machine is this, and we'll do the spicy base. And it's pretty much the same score. Pretty much identical. So lower in a couple spots, higher in a couple spots, but that's just your typical testing variation. So yeah, cool.
Oh, thanks again for the super chat again, Mac Effects. Wow.
Gosh. Yeah. Oh, thank you. I'm down for 24-hour activity. Yeah. So, save before. Yeah, we don't want to save that because it's the same thing. So let's look at the overclocking capabilities of this. What can we push this to, Dave?
Well,
how do we change the settings?
Okay. So if you turn it so you turn it to the right, that increases the clock frequency. If you turn it to the left, it decreases the clock frequency.
Okay. So clockwise is fast, and then it has the three jumper settings in the middle for SL, LC, and HT, which are slow, medium, and fast, basically. And so then what that does is that brings in another resistor into the equation effectively to extend the range of the variable resistor. So let's go ahead and, I don't know, turn up the radio. We'll do the thing. So it's on slow mode now. It's on the SL mode. So we'll start there. The cat loves you.
That's Reba. Yeah.
Hi, Reba.
Yeah, she just woke up from her nap. There you go.
So let's get this out.
You probably hear her.
Oops. Yeah, you're not supposed to pull that out of there with the power plugged in. It makes the machine turn on.
Yeah, that's not good. Yeah.
So we're gonna get we can see
Mike.
here.
She's very demanding. Yeah. Yeah, you're a good kitty.
Let's show this on the scope cam. So yeah, what we got right here is these are the slow, medium, and fast. SL is slow, which makes sense. The LC and HT, K speaks a different language. They mean completely different things or have some sort of logical meaning to them. I don't know what that meaning is, but I'll call it slow, medium, and fast. And then this is our turnadoodle. That if we turn it clockwise, speeds up each individual section. So I'm just going to go for broke. I'm going to turn it all the way up.
All right.
We'll just crank it up and see what happens. And
we feel the need for speed. Absolutely.
Yes. Yeah. It will either work or it'll crash. And if it crashes, we just turn it back down, right?
Yeah.
Right. I'm just turning it and turning it and turning it and turning it. I don't know how many turns this will take.
I'm sure it's off the scale now.
I don't know if it's has specific
ludicrous speed. Yes, absolutely. Ludicrous speed.
Yeah, stand by. I'm reading the instructions.
I would, but my cat's laying on them, so yeah. Not Reeb. Oh, you pretty girl.
Yes. Oh yeah, we can use the scope to measure it. Yeah. And just basically returning the resistance down effectively. Okay. So where do we need to tap in on that?
Okay, it's okay. Yeah, it's right there underneath that fork pin plug that you soldered on there. They're right there. The measuring.
We can also measure between the two center pins on there.
Yes. Yep.
Cool.
And like I said, your oscope, if it goes up to 50K, you should be able to,
Yeah.
read that.
So let's see here. We're going to get out the wonderful Kaiweets KM 601 multimeter, not sponsored, that I'm using because my Bryman multimeter died. And we need to put this on ohmage and measure it. What ohmage is it at right now? It is at 2.3. And 2.3 is low. We want that to be like, it's as low as it goes. Yeah, we want that to be somewhere around 1.5K. So the question is can I measure this with it on there? Stand by. I'm just trying to get the screwdriver in the knob. Is it just me, or is it not adjusting that at all?
I think you have to go just a little bit. It has to kind of catch up with you there.
It's going up. I can't get it below 2.4. I have a feeling that this twist-a-doodle is non-functional.
Go back the other way. Let's just see what it does.
Well, I did, but we'll try it again. So it's 2.4. So I'm going counterclockwise.
Yeah, just do like a half a turn at one time.
I just turned it half a turn and it did nothing. Getting nada. I could be measuring it on the wrong points. I guess that's possible. Somebody just deduked me. Stand by. I don't know who that was. Never mind.
I'm sorry, Jay. I have to purr every now and then. What can I say? I feel better.
Yeah, it's hard to... Does that have a measurement? Does this have a measurement? Yeah. Well, that's not going to affect it that much. Yeah. I'm wondering. Stand by. We will get a couple probes here to allow me to measure this without like having to hold it on to the pins there. We'll do it like that. Yeah, like that.
That'll be much easier.
Cool. That can go on there like this. This goes on there like that. That way I don't have to hold them on there. Sweet. So yeah, this is, I'm turning it. We're going counterclockwise. We're looking right here. It's a little hard for you guys to see. If I pop that up, is that easier?
No, I can't. There, right there.
There we go. So let's put something under the butt of that. There we go.
There you
So
go. Now you can see it.
counterclockwise, nothing is occurring. Clockwise, nothing is happening.
There it goes.
So I'm turning the crap out of it. It's going up to a max.
It's maxed right there. So you go the other way to get the resistance down on it.
I'm going the other way, now it's not, yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
So that's backwards of what the instructions said, but that's okay.
They lie. Yeah, okay.
So we want this down to about, well, basically the minimum, but the instruction doodles say we want it somewhere in the vicinity of 1.5.
Mm-hmm.
So this has a very fine-grained, as you can see, adjustment.
It sure is.
I'm just spinning and spinning. It's like a 10-turn pot, something like that.
There you go. Now you're getting in the neighborhood.
It's flathead. It's slotted. I hate slotted screwdrivers. I hate them. They're evil.
Yeah.
They're the creation of the devil. Or Canadians. That's a joke. Sorry. Bad joke. We'll do let's do 1.6. Sure, right there. Shut it, fine. Close enough. What's the worst that'll happen? It won't work? Exactly. Did I just like knock the camera like all over the place?
It moved a little bit on you. There you go.
I smacked into it. There we go. So let's go ahead and put that back together. See what that does. And watch it fail. Okay.
The worst it could do would be unhappy. That's it.
Yes. It'll crash.
Yep.
Do. So put the board back in. Plug the keyboard back in so we can turn it on. Change camera so you can see what's going on. And we click that one. And go. And I have to flip the power switch. And go. And go. There we go. Mike you're going to need a heat sink on that. You mean that right there that I have ready to go? When we're ready to do that?
Mr. Fahrenheit, he's earlier in the chat, he had a good solution on how to attach that heat sink for you. It's way back. It was.
Well, let's zoom way back and find it. Zoom, zoom, zoomity, zoom, zoom. Hey, it's booting.
Yeah.
Looking for your thing, Mr. Fahrenheit.
Well, that thing's loading up quick. Whoa. Wow.
Yeah. This is 755, so normally it's slow as molasses. Yeah. I'm not seeing that comment on how to mount that again, but if you want to, if that was Mr. Fahrenheit, if he wants to pop that in the chat again, that would be cool. Yeah, I know that slot screwdrivers are European. I was being funny. And I also know that Robertson, the square drive, as we would call it down here in stupid land, is Canadian, and it's far superior to literally everything. If you don't want it to cam out, use Robertson. It will engage, it will spin, and you will snap, you will destroy everything before you break your screwdriver. So
yeah, I'm eager to see those benchmarks now.
We're doing it now. Does anybody ever register that? So analysis, run all tests. And here's where we see if we crash the machine. Wow.
Whoa.
Zoom. 1.4 on the CPU. We were at like, what, 1.2, 1.3 before? So, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. 40 millimeter aluminum heat sink with a 1/4 inch border of thermal tape. Center of a Noctua paste. Yes, okay. So you use the thermal tape on the outside to affix it to hold it down, but you use the paste in the middle to actually do the thermal transfer. Got it. I have some old Arctic silver that would probably work as well. I was a big overclocker and enthusiast in the PC land back in the early 2000s, before I saw the light and started playing with Macs instead. Draw, super speed. Is this like the newer tech clip-on things they used to sell? That's a good question, Steve. I don't know what that is, so I can't answer that question. But it sounds plausible.
That's what I have in my cube. I have the 2.1 gigahertz Duratec
I follow you. Yeah.
card in it.
Gotcha.
But they made a lot of different stuff though.
We need to do a systems comparison. We want to open that. So this is this machine, and we're going to go to before Spicy. So yeah, the CPU was 1.16, and now it's 1.43. The math of 1976 is now 2451. Whetstones was 6.5, and now it's 8.1. Yeah, that's pretty significant updates or speed improvement.
I think we should
Sweet.
Squeeze a little bit more out of it.
Yeah. We're gonna put the heat sink on it before we do that, though.
Yeah.
I don't want to catch my shop on fire. Quit.
You put your finger on the CPU. Is it pretty warm? Or can you feel it from there?
Well, I'll tell you when I get the board out here in just a second.
Yeah.
I can't really get my hand back in there set up as it is. But we're gonna go back to bench cam. Drill a hole in the center of the CPU and heat sink, and use a machine screw with a nut on the backside.
That would definitely secure it really good. Yeah.
No! So we're taking this out, and so we can, and I'm not intentionally not touching it so we can feel the surprise together.
Is it warm?
It's not hot, but it's pretty GD warm. So
okay, all right.
That's my solution there with the wires.
Yep.
Let me get a little bit of thermal compound. It is way, way, way back here in the back. I have to really dig it out here. Stand by. Arctic silver. Arctic silver. Hey, look. You suggested not to a paste, and look what I got. I got not to a paste. Yes, I do. So this is going to be the jankiest hack ever.
It's okay. It's good.
So yeah, we're gonna. This has got that
Thermal pad on it.
stuff on it.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about it right now for what we're doing. I have to figure out how to get the actual thermal paste out of this.
I would, well, it's just me. I'd peel that pad off and just goop up the whole thing so you get the full heat dissipation on it.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
just me. This is
No,
just
that's a good idea. I need to clear this nozzle out. I think it's gummed up, or not. There is no hole in this nozzle because it's not a nozzle; it is a plug. Okay.
Oh yeah, they do that.
Let's stand by. I'm looking for the tool I need to do this in a place I rarely reach for. Razor blade for scrapies, scrapey doodles.
They have a different name out here in California. They call them razor blades.
Oh yeah. Yep, nice and sharp. And you got to be careful, or bad things occur.
Absolutely.
Like bleeding and pain, and trips to the emergency room.
Yeah, cut away from you. There you go. There you go.
Yeah. I'm not the smartest. I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed. This razor blade, however, is the sharpest tool on my bench. So, cool. So we'll start with that. We'll get the majority off of that, and then we're gonna use a little trick and see if this will work. Acetone, baby.
Oh yeah.
We'll see if that will get the rest of that goop right off of there.
Yep.
It might not. I don't know.
It'll eat it up.
Tasty. Okay, I need a tool to pop this open because it's super sealed.
There you go.
Taking it right off.
Yeah.
Cool.
Looks pretty.
Cool. Might as well clean the CPU surface while we're at it, since we've got our super solvent. Making sure not to get it on anything important on the bench, like the bench. This pad here, acetone destroys it. It absolutely melts it. Like, see this black spot here and this black spot over here from where I've dipped it on there before?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
What's that made out of, your pad?
I don't, Mouser.com, static dissipative pad. I don't know. I got it because it has rivets at the four corners, so I can tie it down to the bench.
Oh,
and then on the back corner here, I've got a grounding rivet that goes into the ground lug of my bench power supply, so that I can work on stuff statics safe.
Mm-hmm.
It now smells like a nail salon, and I am buzzing and tripping. So that means we've got enough acetone in the room. So that's good. Let's get that out of the way. My fingers are now completely destroyed and eaten, as you can see. But that's okay.
That's why all those people that do those nails, they're always in a good mood,
Dude, yeah.
Getting all that high off of that acetone.
I'd be in a good mood too. So we're going to spread this around a little bit. Just a thin layer so we get good contact.
It's kind of funny. That is the most controversial thing, is how to apply thermal paste.
Yeah.
I mean, there's 100 ways you can do it, and everybody's got an opinion on it. It just cracks me up.
I tend to
I
do
like
both.
mine like an Oreo. You
You just smush it down and do
you
the
want to
thing.
see that cream filling coming out of it.
I
Then
tend to.
you got a good bond.
Yeah, yeah. I'll lay a flat layer and then I'll put one little bead in the middle just to make sure it works either way. So,
Any irregularities in the die or the heat sink. Yep.
helps fill it out. Yeah. Reusing my acetone to clean that knife off in my fingers. And it's insanely cold because that's what acetone do. Is endothermic. So this is just going to kind of get gooped on there in the worst possible way with the worst possible affixment. But you know what? It's my channel, so deal with it. I'm doing it Joe's way.
It's just temporary conversion technology.
Yeah, there we go. For testing purposes only.
That's right.
So this is really just to keep it. It's not going to be putting a lot of pressure on there or anything like that. It's just literally keeping it on the CPU so it doesn't fall off. It's its entire reason.
Tom Barber commented that he thinks that the LGR video where he censored out how much thermal paste he put on so he wouldn't get comments saying you're wrong. That's a good idea. Fine. Yeah, because it doesn't matter. Like I said, I usually do mine off camera. Once in a while, I'll do it on camera, but.
And yeah, the thing with thermal paste is, like, has anybody ever done a real definitive test with like measurements of how much paste and how they applied it and all of that stuff and how it works? And I bet you they found it, and they would, if they were to do that, they would probably find that the difference is like within the margin of error, with the exception of putting so much on that it's an absolute goop fest.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't want it so thick that it acts as an insulator. The entire purpose is to fill the voids between the surfaces. That's the whole thing. But so that's on there. It's not going to fall off. It's pressed down against it, and my little wire hack job does that. So that allows us to crank it up. So we're going to crank that up by just moving this over one notch because I don't feel like adjusting the pot again. So we're going to move that over to the middle slot, which will be the highest of the mid-range frequencies, give or take a little bit, which gives us approximately a speed of, I'm looking, 46. So we've gone from 41 megahertz approximately to 46 megahertz. So let's see what happens. Watch us pull too much power and kill my power supply in my Color Classic. I will laugh, not. No, I won't be laughing. So go ahead and get this put in. Doobie-doo.
Oh, Mr. Fahrenheit said that Linus Tech Tip did a test on thermal paste.
Yeah.
And they found that more was better than less.
Well,
interesting.
There we go.
Okay, there you go. Question answered.
There we go. I have my, here, maybe I can put it on camera. I'll show you. Right here. That's why I was fiddling with this connector here. Joy-Con. Right here, I've got a ribbon cable for my Blue SCSI right now because I don't have a cool bracket for this. If I wanted to get the card in and out for testing, that's why I did that.
Okay. Makes sense.
And the cable was getting caught on that gigantic heat sink we put in there. So I had to fiddle with it to get it in there. What is grumpy? Something is making scraping noises. That was nasty. What was that?
That sounds like the heat sink.
Stand by. I just had a minor collapse of stuff onto the floor. I need to go grab that.
Oops.
I had a Steve's shop movement. Okay, that's cool. Sorry about that. I just wanted to grab all that stuff. That was just this pile that I had up here. I mean, you guys can't see a gosh darn thing, but that's fine. Yes. So no, the signal shroud on the bottom of the case was catching.
Oh,
Of course, when it
okay.
does that, then you got to check the bottom of the board to make sure none of the little popcorn bits came off. So I'm doing a quick check of that. As a matter of fact, I'll show you. This is why you got to look for this stuff. To the microscope. No, that stuff is supposed to fall. Did I check the fit? Yes, Thomas Armstrong. It does reach on the top. The fit on the bottom was I bent the ground plane thingy on the bottom of the chassis here. Chassis, whatever the heck you want to call it.
Chassis.
So I'm going to, let's get this focused. I can show you, it was scraping. We got some scrape-a-doodles right here. See that? Maybe? There? See?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yikes. Yeah.
Got some scrapes there, and it scraped all along that line, so we just got to check that line. Ah, look at that.
Ooh.
Look at that.
Ooh.
They look okay to me. The continuity, I mean, it doesn't look like the traces have actually been ripped or anything. That is too close. Stand by. That trace has been yanked up too. Let me check that, make sure that's not loose or anything. Nope, seems okay. So you got to check all along that line where that scrape was to make sure that it didn't rip off any of the popcorn. Because that can happen.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks good. I mean, it's scuffed up, but it's fine. Cool.
Well, you just put your goop on there for the traces and you'll be good.
Yeah. The ultraviolet stuff.
Yep.
Okay, let's get this put back in here. I'm going to unplug that. Hi, I'm a color classic, and I'm the absolute worst to put boards into, always and forever. Now I've got to do prestidigitation with this cable here, because it's kind of in the way. There we go. There we go, I got it. Cool. This goes here. This goes here. This gets turned on. Now we can show you the screen. Here, let's angle it so I can see it too. Like that. Cool. Power! We got a bong. That's good. See how fast it is now. There is a PCB that adapts a 680/60 to 680/40 socket. Adam,
Really?
Adam, link in chat. Go find, put link in chat, give now. And it's booting. Cool. Maybe. It's taking its time. Oh, it's frozen.
Uh-oh.
We went too far.
We pushed it too far.
Oh, no.
I guess we'll have to adjust the potentiometer again. Do it more.
I don't wanna. I want it to be fast. Keep in mind, this is a 33 megahertz processor on a 33 megahertz design system that we're cranking up to like 46 megahertz. So it's a grumpy doodle.
Yep.
It's also possible the RAM I'm using isn't fast enough either. The actual just board RAM.
Mm-hmm.
So
What's the speed of the board RAM on it?
I have no idea. I'm about to find out.
Oh, okay.
So here it is. I have it labeled with my initials because I do so many repairs for people. I need to make sure that my stuff doesn't get mixed up with other people's stuff. Let's look at the speed into Scope-a-Doodle. What does the scope say it is? The scope says it's blurry. Zoom, zoom, zoom. It is, I don't know, LGS GM71C170, whatever all of that means. I have no idea. Somebody want to Google that real quick and tell me what all that means? I'll leave it on the screen there for you. LGS. What is G in phonetic? Giraffe. Golf. Golf. Mike 71 Charlie 17403 Charlie Juliet 6. Yep, Mr. Fahrenheit was just saying it. We're just not that guy. I like that guy, but not that guy. What do you have a RAM sim installed, and if so, what speed? Well, that's what we're looking up right now. Eric's Edge. It freezes faster than any other Mystic.
This one's sure. I can't talk today. Yep. Certainly did. Yeah.
Yep. So that's what it is. So I'm going to see. Can I Google that? Can we put that in a way where I can like read it off my own screen or something? Stand by. I'm just trying to get it aligned so I can like do the thing. There we go. I think it's 60. Yeah, the 6 on the end indicates that, but LGS GM71 Charlie 17403 Charlie Juliet 6. 32, yeah, great, fine, awesome, in tens of nanoseconds, yeah.
It's 60
nanoseconds.
Justin Morgan said 60 nanoseconds. He said that's the last number is the speed grade.
Yes, and that's what we got here. Now, it could also be the CPU just tripping. Although, you know, my crazy heatsink solution didn't get any warmer, so.
Well, that's good.
We can try tightening this down a little bit. Am I untightening it? Yeah, I was loosening it. That's not how you tighten things. You tighten them by turning them the correct direction. You can't see what I'm doing here. I'm doing this kind of off screen. Okay. And then I can see if I've got faster RAM. Stand by. Is there RAM on the motherboard? There is RAM on the main board. We could just test it with the main board RAM. And that'll give us an indication. The main board RAM is 70. So it might be the main board RAM as well. Yeah.
70.
Yeah, so the main board RAM could be also the problem. So we can try it with just the main board RAM in it and see if we get the exact same result, and that at least eliminates this RAM chip as our problem.
Mm-hmm.
So let's do that!
Yes.
Because I'm way too energetic right now. Go back to here. You get to watch super close-up of this screen while I do the thing. Have to do the finagling of that. Of course, if we need faster RAM on the board, we can replace the RAM on the board as well. I just got to get the chips and yoink them off and put new chips on it, but I don't have chips for that, so I can't do that today. But whatevs. So power switch is off. Power go in the thingy. Power is in. Power switch on. Power. Boom. At least it goes well enough to post, and it boots, so we know that it's generally okay. I would match 70 nanosecond to the main board RAM. Okay.
No, still hanging.
No, it's moving. See the mouse?
Is it moving?
Yeah.
I was looking at
now it hung.
I was looking at the progress bar. Now it's froze.
Yep. So either we're pushing the CPU too hard, or the main board, the RAM on the main board is just being thrashed. So let's go ahead and we'll spin it down a little bit. We'll just see if we can get the max we can get this thing to boot up and run at. Sounds like plan to me.
Sounds like a very good plan.
Come on.
It'd be nice to know how far we can push it, you know?
Oh, if I get ticked off, I'll push it right off the cliff. Wait,
no,
don't do that. Mystic, no.
You will go jumping over after it.
Yep. So let's get these cables put back on here. This disconnects. This reconnects. Like that. You guys can't really see. You can't see what I'm doing. Bench cam. There we go. So that's on there. So, Dave, do you have a Mystic or any of the machines on his list that you want to try this on? I'm really curious to see your opinion on this and what results you might get if you've got a machine to do this with.
I don't.
Oh, no. So we need to start a Get Dave a Mystic fund.
Yeah. I had a Color Classic a long time ago, but that was before everybody was putting the Mystic boards in them. So I wish I still had it. It was a beautiful looking one, too.
So that's at 1K. So 1K, let's look back at our speed. 1K is about 46.4. Yeah, we were pushing it pretty much to the limit.
Yeah.
And we had it at 41 before. So let's see if we can get it somewhere in between 46 and 41. Where's my spin-a-doodle? Put this here, and we need to go clockwise to turn it down. Yeah, you guys can't really see that, can you? Can't see what I'm doing. I'm the worst videographer ever.
You can see it right there.
Well, I'm holding it up. I need to
Oh yeah.
Can't see it behind my head. I'm holding it up. I need to prop it up here with some objects.
Yeah, because if you get it too far over to your left, the fluorescent light kind of washes it out. But
yeah,
it looks good there.
So we were at 46. We want to get it maybe to 1.3K or so to get it in the range of halfway between.
Mm-hmm.
We'll put it smack on 1.3. Why not?
Yeah.
Oh, I overshot it a little bit. There we go. 1.3.
All right.
Cool. So let's do that. Let's see if that does any better. So according to this, a reading of 1.3 should put us at approximately 43.4 megahertz. So let's try that. Back to that. Move that out a little bit. Just a little bit. Okay, power switch is off. Board goes in. And I have to fiddle with this cable here to get it to not get caught on that heatsink.
Mr. Fahrenheit commented the serial ports not working causes the freeze.
Ah, yeah, that's right. I was doing some testing with somebody else's. I do, and this is one of the reasons why I have the SD card accessible. I have an image that disables that.
Mm-hmm.
That disables the Apple Talk, or there's some sort of hack that can make that more stable.
Yeah, he says you need a patch for System 7.5 to support the problem with the serial ports.
So if it freezes again, then I'll switch that. Did we not get a bong?
I did not hear one.
I broke it.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I didn't plug the oscillator back in. The CPU's running at exactly 0 hertz. Great. So let's check that. Yeah. See, that got plugged into that. That got to go in there. That's a thing that has to happen.
It do make it work better.
1 megahertz. 1 megahertz, does it just go beep? Come on, you can.
Mr. Fahrenheit said that JDW was only able to get above 42 megahertz using System 7.1 until he got it patched, the 7.5 working.
Okay.
All right.
Well, we will try it again. If it doesn't work, then we'll throw the patch at it. There we go. Turns out the CPU is able to tell the sound card or the sound chip to do things when it can oscillate and run. So, you know. It's doing the thing. Will it freeze? Ah.
Oh, it's loading up. Sweet.
Cool. Your clock is going to sit there right now. So we're running at approximately, 43? According to the chart. 43.4 on the nose.
Nice.
So we're going to go ahead and do this and see if this hangs up. See what happens. Is the adjustment linear? That is a very good question. I would have to graph it out, but looking at the numbers on the instruction sheet, I would say it is roughly linear, yes. Justin D. Morgan, you know what, dude, you're going to get that right there because I friggin' agree with you on that. I wish someone would disambiguate the System 7 ones available on Macintosh Garden. I am going through the exact same problem right now because I want 7.1 for my SE30 Pumpkintosh here. I just want the best 7.1 for it that has basically just like the stuff that the SE30 needs and AppleTalk. That's all I want for it. And there's so many versions, I can't get any of them installed. Half the installers won't run. Problems, lots of problems. So yeah. Anyway, I'm just complaining.
You're loud too. Mr. Fahrenheit was commenting to Justin, you want System 7.1 Pro and just remove the Power Talk extensions.
Cool. System 7.1 Pro and remove Power Talk. Cool. Mm-hmm. We know this now. We are now smart. We look for things that make us go. Sorry, Star Trek reference. So let's go to the before spicy. And currently, and now it's 19.7 against 25.99. Wow. We are making severe progress in that capability. Yep. We've gained about 30% in the raw CPU. We're 1.16 to 1.52. So that's about a 30%, just off the cuff math. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's very significant.
That is cool.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and swap this. I'm going to swap this disk image real quick. Stand by. In theory, I could do this using the new swap feature by just changing a name. But also, it's just one disk, so I don't have a full set of images that I have to swap. Again, I'm touting BlueSCSI's new test feature that is being worked on that allows you to swap whole sets of images. So if you say you've got an external BlueSCSI, the 25-pin one, and you're using it on several different machines, just like an external whatever. You can say you've got it set up for a Power Mac that's running System 8, but then you also want to run it on your Mac Plus or something that runs System 6 stuff. You can, with this new Blue SCSI feature that will be out hopefully soon, you can switch between whole sets of images just by changing one file on the Blue SCSI without having to rename all of them and all of their without having to rename all of the file names. So.
That's nice.
So we do this. Now you can't see this because I'm not sharing my screen, but I'm renaming some files. Cool. So that's done. I want this the same ID. Cool. I'm just taking a look at this file to see if I actually have the... I have absolutely no idea what all this data is on this drive. Oh, this is a special image somebody made specific. That's why it's completely different. Okay, that's fine. So we're going to go ahead and eject to doodle this disk and put it back in and do the thing. Stand by. Hold, please, as Steve likes to say. Eject. Not a text file, an external switch jumpers. Oh, that's right. Thank you. So this goes in here like this. We have switched the system version around to the one that supports the overclock. So we're going to turn that on. We're going to make sure that boots up, and then we're going to take the board out and overclock it more. Ooh. Apple Legacy Recovery CD has a section. Yes, Ron. Agreed. You did a really cool video on that recently about building systems, like the perfect systems. Wow, that thing boots like lightning.
Yeah.
I have literally no idea what this means. Conflict catcher. Okay. It's something. Yeah, this is somebody else's image. Yeah. Man, that boots like lightning.
Yeah, that thing is quick now.
Cool. So, it's got Flappy Mac on it.
Ooh, cool. Flappy Mac.
Lots of other different systems on it and stuff. And anyway, the system enabler 040, blah. So let's go ahead and I just want to make sure it would boot correctly. So I was saying Ron did an excellent video on building a System 7.1 install. And I tried to follow that, but my problem is I was having problems getting a machine that I could open the ISO file on to be able to get the installer off of it to get it to my Mac. Because my machine, I don't have so many awesome machines. So let's go ahead and test this. I was trying to use my Power Mac 77 or 7000 something or other. I don't even know what Macs I have to try to open that ISO file, but it didn't have enough resources to mount the ISO was the issue I was having. So I couldn't even open it to do anything. I don't have a machine that I can burn those ISOs on in a way that the Macs will see them. I can't mount it on my Windows computer to then use cider press to copy the files over. Again, more just whining and complaining. Wah!
Yeah, I haven't watched Ron's video on that. I'll have to watch that. That looks very interesting.
Yeah, he went into a lot of detail of all the different bits and pieces you got to do it. It was really good. Thank you, Ron, since you're in the chat.
Yeah, I will watch that on Sunday. That's the day that I try to catch up on a lot of things.
Catch-up day.
Yeah.
There's the ohmage again. We're 1.3 on the smack, and we want this to be closer. I don't know, as low as it'll go. Let's crank it up.
1.5.
1003. That's about as low as it goes.
Okay.
1 on smack.
All right.
Is 46.4.
Okay.
Cool. Let's see what it does now, huh? You can also try it with that RAM back in it as well.
Well, yeah, I'd probably you get it up to as high as you can get it with that, and then put the RAM back in. I'm just curious if it stays stable. It'll boot it up.
So, you guys can't see it. Like, I'm not putting it on this. You can't see what I'm doing because I keep forgetting. I'm just doing the fun stuff and forgetting to switch the screen like a doof. This is always the hard part, is getting the board back in. For those of you with Color Classics and the LCs with the same backplane, never, ever, ever super fast slam the board into the machine. That will equal you bending or snapping off pins on the header, on the backplane, or on the board connector, and you will have a grumpy day. Ask me how I know.
By the hard way. Yeah.
There we are, maxed out. What speed is the CPU you're overclocking? Ah, but Mr. Fahrenheit, you were wrong. It is a 6.8 LC040 33 megahertz, except it's not an LC. This is a 6.8 040. I actually have replaced the CPU with the one with the built-in FPU. And frozen. It's freeze-a-doodled. I'll give it a second. But we know that boots super fast.
Yeah.
If you have a Mac with that backplane thing, just donate it to Joe. Like what Adam McGee did. He donated me a chassis so I could do repairs of those boards without having to do too much with this.
That's cool.
He donated an LC550, so.
I think that's
it's stuck.
frozen. Yeah.
It got stuck-a-doodled, so we know the RAM's not having anything to do with that. Well, I think we kind of know what the limits of this board are now, so that's good. And we know that the Spicy O'Clock, by gosh, absolutely does work. We saw it on the screen with our own 2 eyeballs.
Yep.
Let me change the screen here to face cam. So we know that we got approximately a 33% speed boost, so we could tweak that back down a little bit and get that a little bit better. We know that Mr. Fahrenheit's RAM, which I may be working with him very soon to have that available here in the United States for you. Mr. Fahrenheit's RAM does a great job of allowing that overclock without having screen tearing and glitches. We saw that on the very first overclock test we did. We ran the test. It was dropping out whole lines of pixels. We replaced the RAM, and the pixels came back. So we know that works. So awesome sauce. You know, I think that the combo of the Spicy O'Clock accelerator with the Mr. Fahrenheit RAM is an absolutely awesome combination. A nice little project you can do for your 040 based machine. The specifics of the ones supported anyway, to give it a little bit extra zip. Let me look back again, and the machines that are supported are the 575, 475, the Quadra and Centra 650, and the Quadra 800, it looks like.
Yeah.
So the 840 AV, does it support the 840 AV? Is Steve still here? You could put a spicy in your 840 AV and it'll fail even faster. So that is awesome. Yep.
Yeah, it goes in a variety of different ones, for sure.
Cool. So in theory, too, you could also, if you can find it, you could find a faster 040 chip, which would, of course, handle the overclock even better because it would be certified to run at a higher speed. Mm-hmm. Right now, we're trying to run a 33 megahertz chip at 46, and that's a 50% overclock? Mm-hmm. Grumpy. It's going to be grumpy about that. So, yeah. Cool.
Yeah, it's a pretty neat little gadget there.
Yeah, I am super duper fan of this upgrade. So be warned, overclocking on an AUX compatible Mac could result in AUX no longer working. Nice, good to know. Great, excellent. Well, I think we're gonna call it a stream for tonight. That was super duper fun. We got to hang out. We got to talk to Dave, who is my super wingman tonight, reading the instructions, following up on the chat, answering questions, answering my questions as well about things. That was super awesome. I don't think I could have done this stream properly without you, Dave. You were.
Thank you, Joe. It was a lot of fun.
I do appreciate you helping out tonight.
That's the first time I've seen one of those built, so that's pretty cool.
And now we did it live, and we get to see the awesome sauce that it is.
Yeah.
Again, thanks to all the people in the chat tonight who are giving lots and lots of input. We had Eric's Edge and Mr. Fahrenheit was there. We had a Blue Scuzzy Eric and Justin D. Morgan and Adam and Ron. Ron flapping his gums a lot. I'm kidding. I love you, Ron. Mike was still here. Mike is still here. Mike's Mac Jack is still here. Dude, we didn't kick him out. And everybody else.
I think Jay left. Yeah.
And everybody else who stopped by. Again, thank you very much for stopping by and hanging out with us tonight. Again, if you want to get the Spicy O'Clock, I am going to drop a link-a-doodle for you. Go back and find the link-a-doodle to the shop where you can get the Spicy O'Clock right there. Right there. So you can get that if you want to grab that. The sped up RAM, I don't believe is very much available yet, but we're working on that. And if and when I have the ability to have those available to those down here in the States, I'll be letting people know about that. So don't worry about that. But thanks a lot to Mr. Fahrenheit for working on that design with the right kinds of chips and the right board layout to support the graphics on that. So
yeah, that's really cool.
We'll just put a comment up there that say Dave's awesome for Mr. Fahrenheit.
Thank you. Thanks. Appreciate it.
Again, thanks, Dave, for stopping by and helping me out. I appreciate that.
You're very welcome.
Remember, everybody is, before I lose you all for the night, hit the like button that tells YouTube that my content is cool and will show my content to people who also like the same kind of content. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. Hit the subscribe button. So you know that I'm doing the thing. If you want to support my channel, you can go to jcm-1.com and buy things like Blue Scuzzies, which helps fund my operations back here. And you can also go to Patreon, go to Joe's Computer Museum on Patreon if you want to drop $1 in the cup. All of that goes back towards the operation here so I can keep doing cool stuff and do things with you. Again, thank you, everybody, for stopping by tonight. Thank you, Dave, for being my awesome co-host. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
And that is it. See you, everybody.
Bye, guys. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.